Hi there. This is Gypsy Spirit here with you, and we're doing the Third Eye Connection series today, and we're going to talk about abundance today. We're in a new year now, and thank God 2022 is over with. Now we're in 2023, and I know a lot of us went into this year thinking, oh, we're going to, make a lot of changes, we're going to make a lot of money, and we're gonna, like, all of our manifestations, we're gonna move forward with it. And so here we are towards the end of the month of January, and for some of us, we're still kind of lagging behind. um, but I want to talk to you about abundance and having an attitude of gratitude. um, you know I can very much speak well about this because I go through phases with it where I worry a lot about money, mostly about rent. And I don't know, I've never been homeless, but maybe I was homeless in a past life. I don't know. Because that always seems to be my biggest concern, is paying my rent, and or when I had a house, paying the mortgage. And I guess I've always looked at it like, if you don't, I don't so much worry about the water or the electricity, because I always figure if you don't have a place to live, then you don't need to worry about water, electricity. So the rent has always been like my big my big thing, my big worry. And I have learned that when I'm consumed with worry, it just overtakes me. Fear, worry, everything. It just like clogs my mind. And I'm sure it does you too. If you have fears or worries about something, especially feeling like you don't have enough of something. Now, that also has something to do with the root chakra, insecurities as well. And we've talked about the root chakra, and we'll talk about it some more today. But I want to tell you, I learned this a long time ago. And again, I go, we will move through phases, and it's really hard for us sometimes to just completely surround ourselves with an energy on a permanent level, of having an abundance of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is what I like to call it. And that is when everything around you, that you are so grateful for it. Um, I remember a long time ago, a friend of mine was telling me that she was at work and she was pissed because she didn't have the right kind of creamer for her coffee. And then all of a sudden, something told her, like, wait a minute, there are people in this world that are not fortunate enough to even have coffee, let alone a special kind of creamer. So it's really all about putting things into perspective. And again, like, I I think I used to work for a place. It was called the Charleston County Substance Abuse Commission, and I worked in the detox unit. And I worked with a lot of people that lived on the street. And one thing I did learn, that there's a lot of homeless people that they want to be homeless. That's their way of life, and that's how they want to be. But there's also a good majority of people that don't want to be homeless. And I think I just was surrounded with that energy and that fear for a long time. And I was just always so afraid that I wasn't going to have enough at the end of the month to pay all my bills. But I've never done without. I've even lived in very expensive places and thought, well, the universe didn't put me here to pull the rug out from under me. But just having that attitude of gratitude, and I look around, and like last night, it was pouring down rain, and I was in my comfy king size bed, all comfortable, and we had heat, and God knows we had plenty of food here. There's always lots of food in my house. And I just remember thinking, just thanking the universe for those things that we take it for granted so often, for having a nice bed to sleep in, for having a roof over my head, for having food, for my children, for them being healthy, and my children having a safe place to stay for the night while it was raining so hard. But it, you know, to really appreciate what you have, I would also suggest that you do an altar, a gratitude altar. It could be just a small space and just a little place that you hold sacred as a space, that the gratitude altar, and burn a candle every night before you go to bed, or at some point in time at night while you're in meditation. Before you go into meditation, write down all the things that you're grateful for, and you can sit it next to a candle, or even better yet, take a white candle and carve into the candle from the from the wick part going down all the things that you're grateful for, and burn that candle, and use some herbs and some crystals showing gratitude. And when you start taking on that attitude of gratitude, like just being so grateful for every little thing that comes into your life, you'll find that the blessings just keep pouring on over and over. It's like you have so much of an abundance. You have way more than what you have had. So that's a great thing to do. Instead of turning things around, thinking that you don't have enough, or seeing that the cup is half empty rather than seeing it half full. See it half full, and start looking at the things that you do have and being grateful for what you do have in front of you. And I promise you, things will start to change. The blessings, the abundance of blessings will start really pouring over you. But I want to talk also to you about dreams. Last week I had a dream about lobsters. And, I've had dreams about salmon, lobsters, crabs. And the lobsters that I was dreaming about, they were huge lobsters, just huge. And I was feasting with these lobsters with a family that I used to work for, a very well-to-do family that I used to go in and cook for them every day. There were 5 children in this family, and 3 of them, because only 3 of them lived within the vicinity, but the grandmother and the 3 children, I would go into everybody's home and cook for them. So I had this dream that I had invited them to my home, and I was preparing for them this feast of these huge lobsters. So when you're dreaming about lobsters or salmon, think about what that means. Lobsters are very rich food. The people that eat lobsters, most of the people that can afford to go and buy these ginormous lobsters and eat them, or serve them to many people and their family, or have a big gathering and invite all these people. They have money. They have an abundance. And so the next morning when I woke up, I thought about that. And I was like, that's the universe telling me that I have a huge abundance in my life, and that I don't need to worry about anything else. So if you're dreaming about lobsters or salmon or anything, that you would eat that, it is considered like a very rich delicacy, very expensive, take that as a sign that there is abundance all around you. So I hope this helps. This is helping us to look into some dreams. If we're going to talk more tomorrow about dreams as well. And but absolutely today, start your day, or finish out this day tonight with having an attitude of gratitude, and think about all the wonderful things that you have right in front of you that you can be so very grateful for. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.